Hello everyone. Yeah, this is the aftermath of the video day after, but I thought I didn't really make a good tech explaining some of my choices for this tournament, so I thought I would make it now. And yeah, first let me say though, thank you very much to all of you guys watching, commenting, giving me likes, saying I'm a good player, whatever. It really means a lot to me. You know, like I was very hesitant of uploading the last league because I went 2-3, and you know, sometimes you're like, will people watch me if they see me lose a bunch? But I posted that league and it had a great reception. So I'm like really glad for that, and really glad that you guys accept that I also lose and I kind of only 5-0. If I only 5-0, I would be professional player, and then I would charge you for my it's not like me. No, anyway, jokes aside, I played the Super Qualifier. It was good fun. Watch all the videos. There will be 3 parts of the videos, 3 matches on each. It was 9-round tournament, pretty cool. It was at a decent time for me. It started at 4 p.m, so it meant that I went to bed around midnight. It's okay, you know. It's not as bad as the last one. I think I will never play a tournament again. I'm supposed to go to bed at 4 a.m. It's just not worth it for my mental health. But anyway, let's look at the choices for this video. So the main changes that we made to the list since the last time is something I was really looking forward to getting, which is the black-green pathway, this dartboard pathway and slither board pathway. I really like the full art versions, but they were not available at the time, so I just picked up these ones. What these cards allows you, of course, to cast your green cards and to cast your black cards, namely Lurrus, of course, on your black sideboard cards, but it has a very big advantage compared to Blooming Marsh, which is that it's not a tap land. Tap lands suck. You know, our mana base is built. The reason I play 24 lands in general is because I want to hit that 4th land drop. I would say, I think like an 80% of the games. I don't want to run into situations where I don't hit my 3rd or my 4th land drop. Just, I don't know, I don't have hard data on this, but I'm pretty sure the games that I'm able to play I'm able to get to 4 mana turn 4, I am much more likely to win, because as I said many times, this deck is really good, really strong when you have 4 mana. 4 mana is, turn 4 is the earliest skill normally you can present, because you can play at 1 drop turn 1, 2 drop turn 2. Turn 3 you can only play 1 2 drop and another 1 drop if you have it, but a lot of times you will either play a 2 drop and pump a Hangabog Walker, make a servo, but it will not be a super impactful turn. It used to be a very impactful turn where we had Mox Opal, because Mox Opal kind of accelerated us, right, to that 4 mana. And then at turn 4 you have 4 mana, but you have an Overborn, you can do a lot of good stuff. You can play Ravager and Hangabog Walker. You can play Ravager also with Harness Scales. You can do a ton of things in one turn, right? That's when the deck starts becoming very dangerous to the opponent. When you're playing a 1-1 or a 2-2 a turn, it can be dealt with. But when you're playing all of these creatures at once that can all synergize together, you know, Steel Overseer, all of those, you basically can overwhelm your opponent's removal and mana. Because what the Harness Scales does in a way is kind of ramp you. So normally if you think about it as Harness Scales, you will play a 2 mana for making a 1-1 Ballista. But with Scales, you pay 2 mana to make a 2-2 Ballista, which basically means that it has doubled your mana for this instant. So you're able to take a lot of advantage of this by playing your spells on curve, or by getting 4 mana turn 2. You basically are able to, turn 4. You're basically able to deploy 8 mana on turn 4, which can be hard for your opponent to do with in a 1-1 base. Right? So that is one of the, I really like the pathway. It never comes in tap, so you will always have it untapped by turn 4. Then the other change I made to the deck, I mean, some other lists play 4 forests and no Phyrexia score. I'm playing this time around Phyrexia score and 3 forests. The main reason to play more forests is not the green sources, because we have quite a lot here. We have 8, 11, 12, which is more than some of the other the mono green list, for example. The main reason is to have access to basics to search with Field of Ruin and Path to Exile. But 4 felt fine. There were a few instances this Super Qualifier where I didn't have lines to fetch, but at that point, you have 4 lands out, plus whatever other lands, you have 6-7 lands. I mean, at that point, you probably are not like starving for, especially because we don't play any Northspring Pit lands, so we never kill our own land. Urborg has been very good at allowing us to cast Lurrus of mostly green sources or colorless sources. 1 Swamp is really good, comes up a lot, that people will path you, and that will allow you to cast Lurrus, and it actually came up a few times in this. And then 2 Blinkmoth Nexus, which is a really flexible card. I mean, it does so much. Like, like this card just does so much. I mean, the more I play, the more I like it. Of course, it taps for mana, which is a very good thing for land. It also becomes a 1/1, right? So you can use it to sacrifice. It's an artifact, so it can be used to sacrifice. It can be used to get 20 counters on it and attack. It can pump itself, or it can pump Inmoth Nexus. You know, it does so much. It can pressure Planeswalkers. It flies. It's just a fantastic, fantastic card. I mean, yeah, I really slept on this for a long time, but Inmoth Nexus is great. And yeah, the rest of the mana is the same. 3 Welding Jars. The reason for this is that I decided to play like what Hands Down, which is the player that I basically the list from. He said that, you know, he was running into a situation where he was drawing too many enablers and not able to, basically too many enabler. The enabler to threat ratio was getting too low. So the idea with this is that you play these protection spells, so Welding Jar and Snakeskinveil, to make your threats better. So then you don't need so many enablers. You need like 1 or 2 a turn, and that is true. You don't really want to draw like 4 scales. You know, 2 or 3, or like 1 or 2 is generally enough to just win the game. Same with the animation module. The first one is amazing. The second one is really bad, and the third one is you want to hang yourself, right? So playing 1 makes sense in Dagger Rogar, right? You play it, and sometimes it will be great, and a lot of times you will not draw it, but that's okay because you will never draw 2. So basically, he went down to 8 enablers, which is 4 scales, 3 Ozolith, and 4 animation modules, and I think that works pretty well. And the Welding Jar, what it does is that allows us to overload our opponent's removal, right? So if opponents, especially game 1, people are not playing a ton of removal, they may be playing like 4 pushes or 4 to 6 removal spells. The decks that have removal, some decks don't have any removal. So if you're able to, let's say, if an opponent has to use 2 removal spells to kill a Steel Overseer, then because you have a Welding Jar, that means most of your other threats will have no removal to worry about, right? So, and I also think Fatal Push and Lightning Bolt are more popular right now than Path to Exile. Path to Exile is only really played by Control or Omnath. So, Welding Jar really cool. Snakeskinveil, the same stuff, you know, like a little bit more synergistic with the deck because it puts an extra counter on. Card has been really good. You should try this. So this protects and makes the creature bigger, right? So you can really run out of control. It can, you know, give us a bit of reach sometimes. You can put like the last 2 counters on a ballista unit for winning the game. 2 Ancient Stirrings, not super high on the card, but I think when we go only to 8 enablers like this, it makes sense to play Stirrings to try to find the Ozoliths or the animation into. I think if you increase the animation models and Ozoliths, then you could cut the Ancient. And then one other thing I changed is like I used to play 3 Steel Overseers, but I decided, you know, kind of in the same logic the animation module has, that you want to be playing only 1, and the first one is very good, and the second one gets worse, and the third one is pretty bad. Same with Steel Overseers. The first one is really amazing. The second one is much less good, and the third one is awful, right? So Metallic works similarly. The first one is pretty good. You can almost always find use for it. And after that, the card is awful. So I decided, okay, why don't we cut 1 Steel Overseer and we play Mimic, right? So when you're playing cards that are not ideal, you'd rather, and you know, they have like a steep decline on how useful they are. Like, let's say you're drawing 3 Ballistas, it's not the end of the world. I'm always happy to draw Ballista, almost at any stage of the game. But I'm never happy to draw more of these guys once I already have 1, right? So when you're playing cards that are not optimal, they're not the best possible, they're not the cards that make the deck, which would be Ravagers, Ballistas, Hangable Walkers, Scales. You want to play a variety of them, so you never get the diminishing returns from them. So sometimes Mimic will be great, and then you will draw it. Sometimes it will not be great, and you will maybe draw 1. But you will never find yourself in a situation where you have 2 Mimics and nothing to do with it. Same with animation module, and still Overseer playing 2. If I was playing mono green and no Lurrus, I would play a Scalpia Recombiner instead. So I would have 1 of each. So none of the cards are amazing, but definitely the first one is great. Like, actually, I really love playing Steel Overseer turn 2, especially with a Welding Jar backup, right? But I don't want to draw a Steel Overseer turn 8. So the less Overseers I play, the ratio of how often I see it in my hand, initial hand, to how often I will draw it later, is higher, right? So it's harder. So if you play only 1, somewhat likely you'll see it in the opening, but it's very unlikely you'll see it later because you have 53 cards. There's only 1 Steel Overseer there. You only draw 1 card a turn with Scales. Whereas if you play a lot of them, yes, you increase your probabilities of having it in your hand, but you also increase your probabilities of drawing it quite a lot. Like, the difference between 1 to 53 and 2 to 53 is a lot. So you want to reduce those chances of drawing it later, maybe, so you just, And I've been happy with the split. This came up a lot. This actually came up where I had a Mimic where I needed it. And in some situations where I really needed to be fast, I also had a Mimic possibility. And Stealer Seer came up a lot also when it was good, right? So I really like this split. I think this is the split right now. 2 tons of gas, utility is there. I cut almost always post-board 1. And I think the reason for this, a lot of people ask me this, and the reason is I really want to post-board, games become more grindy, there's more removal. So there's not so much opportunity to get value from Ton of Geth. Imagine if every creature you play finds a removal spell or a Fatal Push or a Rough Decay Path, whatever. At some point Ton of Geth becomes kind of, you know, you get marginal value from sacrificing your own creatures if you only have 1 creature in play, right? So it works really well with the Ozolith, so I still keep it, and I still keep, and when it's good I keep 2, especially with versus Ethervial decks. But if it doesn't have an additional utility, the only thing it has is like a sacrifice outlet, then I'll tend to cut 1. In matchups where it has additional utility, like versus Ethervial decks, Chalice of the Void decks, versus you could put it versus if you're playing against the Kitchen Things or something like that, you could proliferate. Against decks like this, I keep 2. But when it doesn't, the main utility of Ton of Geth is when it's only a sack outlet, right? I try to keep it to 1. So because normally those post-board games will also go for longer turns, right? Because it will be more removal, so the game will slow down. It will be a lot more about resources, and you don't want to be top decking Thorns of Geth in that situation. You would want to be top decking something. So that is the main deck, and the sideboard hasn't changed since last time. I was really hating on the Thought Seizes, and I'm still not super sure. The reason I played 4 is because I was really afraid of this Emrakul deck that was popping up. I don't know if you guys seen it, but it's basically with Tibalt's Trickery and Violent Outburst. They can play. Basically, it's a deck that plays only lands, Violent Outburst, Emrakul Aeon's Thorn, and Tibalt's Trickery. And what they do is at turn 3, they cast Violent Outburst, they cascade into Tibalt's Trickery, they counter the Violent Outburst, and then what Tibalt's Trickery does is that you need to look for a spell that is not the spell you countered, and you can cast that spell for free. And you basically, the only other spell you have in your deck is Emrakul, the Aeon's Thorn. So you cast Emrakul, so you get to take an extra turn, and then from there, opponent has a 15/15 turn 3 that has protection versus color spells. So basically, couldn't see anything I could do against that, right? Because they also take an extra turn. So I decided to play the 4 Thoughtseize. There's more stuff we can do, but that was what I thought. Okay, if there's anything I can do is play Thoughtseize into Relic to exile the Violent Outburst so they cannot get it back with Mystic. That was my plan against that deck. But I didn't play against the deck. Spoiler alerts. But that's why I kept 4 Thoughtseizes. Maybe for leaks I would cut 1 Thoughtseize because of the wrong art and 1 Fatal Push. And we'll add a Dismember and a Pithing Needle. That could be or a Dismember and a Veil of Summer. That's something I've been thinking about. The reason for the Dismember is because of Storming Entity and because of Dryad of the Elysian Glove. Sometimes it's hard to deal with those cards with Fatal Push. Especially the Storming Entity, you cannot deal with it with Fatal Push. I know Dismember costs you some life, but sometimes like the one of Dismember is maybe, say, when you're drawing 2, you would rather draw 1 Dismember, 1 Fatal Push than to draw 2 Fatal Pushes. Right, so it can also be good at, like, for example, you could reduce the attack of a creature and then block it. That's something that Dismember can do, and Fatal Push can only kill or not kill. So that's something I would probably do. And the Thoughtseize could either be a Veil or it could be a Pithing Needle. But you do need to take into account that you cannot beat that deck straight up. Like, unless you can kill them turn 3 before they get to combo you, which is pretty tough, then you need to discard the Violent Outburst or you will die. So that's why I kept the 4 Thoughtseize. And maybe they're correct until this deck loses a bit of its shine, let's say. Maybe it is correct to still play the 4 Thoughtseize. Anyway, hope you enjoyed the video. Let me know down below if you like it. And I'll see you. I guess at the end I'll see you at the end of the 3 parts where I'll give my thoughts overall about the tournament. His hand is a bit sauce. So we kept 7. We're on the draw. We have 1 lander. I'll explain a bit more about this. So they have Lurrus, so it's not a worry. We don't have any 1-drop. Well, we have Ozolith. 2 turns to draw a land. And then it's not the bad hand, but if we don't draw a land. So we're playing against Death Shadow or against basically Death Shadow or Hammer Time. And now, do we beat Hammer Time with this hand? Maybe, if we draw another land. We also have Ravager and Skills and Belief. Okay, I'll keep this on the draw. I think on the draw this hand is... Also, we could die turn 2, and then no decisions don't matter, right? So... let's see. I'm playing against Amplumnos. Around 250 people are playing this. Okay, that's probably Thoughtseize. Alright, so I want to start with the Thoughtseize. That means that our keyboard is pretty good, you know, like Thoughtseize game always means it's a longer game. It's probably Death Shadow, right? Nurturing Pillar into this. Probably 4-color Death Shadow. Interestingly, they're playing, I guess they also play Tamago Wave, and they're playing, like last time they're probably playing Traverse the Woven Wall or something like this. They discard the Outlay, very smart. Without Forest. So even though I don't want to show them, you know, basically I don't want to make this free, and I get to use my mana list if I cast Ancient Stings, right? So might as well get it. And that's either Llanowar Waits, Blinkmoth Nexus, or Walking Ballista, or a Welding Jar. I think Welding Jar is pretty decent in this matchup, so I'm gonna go ahead and take that, even though it's kind of weird, I guess. But I can also just cast it now, so it cannot be discarded. And then we can protect the Steel Overseer next. Drinking my coffee, just had lunch. It's a bit late, but this is where I'll probably not be, you know, until the end of the tournament. So yeah, this is Jaunt. As I said, Jaunt Death Shadow looks very possible. We could go Steel Overseer here, protect it, and then try to untap, and if and then at least we could like hang out Walker in Llanowar. That sounds pretty good. We're not under so much pressure. We're only at 19. We're 19. So yeah, Steel Overseer here. That also means that Llanowar, I mean, basically Llanowar Reborn is good with Hangover Walker, right? It doubles the counters. So here we can basically force either 2 removal spells from them, or if they don't have 2 removal spells, so they have the Fatal Push. It's really good that they do it now, because it means that they don't get a Browse trigger next turn. I think this is a fine use of the Welding Jar. Trades up, like we basically trade up on mana with versus a Fatal Push, which almost never happens. We're still on 19. Well, this has 4 cards in hand. And it's turn 3. So next time we could go like Llanowar Waste, Hangover Walker. That means that also if they play a double shot, like if they play double shadow here, we could go Ballista, kill both shadows, because they will be at 12. That would be pretty cool. Yeah, fetch land, so never mind. One has 3 cards in hand. One of them could be Lurrus, if they put it in their hand. Of course, this could die, but that means that we'll tap out, and then we can just play a good Hangover Walker. And then we draw something. Okay, they're looking for Forest, so they're not looking. I don't think they have. Oh, they have Dismember. Interesting. So they will tap here, and then they'll play a Shadow, I guess. Dismember, go to 10. So they decide to not go to 8. That's a Shadow. So we get hit for 2. Okay. Here we draw. An Ozolith. I think we can play. I mean, we have to play it next turn. No way we can play this turn. So I'm just gonna go ahead, play this. Play Hangover Walker. Opponent has only 1 card left in hand. And now we need to make some math with the potential for a TBR kill. So if they have TBR here, this could be an 8, it's a 5/5, so it will mean like 10 damage to us, plus 2, so that's 12. Okay, that means they can go to 6/5, so that's 8, so that'll be 16, so that will be almost lethal. They have only 1 card left in here. And if they tap this for mana, then they don't tap this for. So even if they fetch Shock, go to 6, tap this, go to 5, they're drawing. Okay. Then this will be an 8/8, right? Antemorbial Rage will mean they're dying before. Of course they can. But attacking the Shadow. I think being patient here could pay off. Blocking is also kind of nice, but even if they have the Mortal Rage here and they shock, right, they go to 6. The Mortal Rage put us, so it's 6 to 13 is 7, that will be 14, put us to 3, and then we die to bolt next turn. Or we block, play Ozoli's Ravager, and we kind of could set up a kill next turn. I kind of don't dislike block. So if I don't block, and then if I draw a land, I prefer not to block because then I could pump this. I think this is purely just keep our life total high. We can make 2 top tiers. Have 2 cards in hand. That's a bad board, by the way. Very good draw. Guess we can start by tapping here, playing the Ozolith. Maybe we'll just get a Ravager down here and block with one of the top tiers, stack it, and we're still at 17, right? Oh, we're near. And then we can always win with Ballista next time, especially they fetch. It's good to keep this in hand. They didn't have this card spell. I don't think we attack with. There's no need to make this bigger than it is, right? They could of course bolt here, but I'm most likely just letting it go and putting the counters here. No removal. That's at turn 5. They played the land so far every turn. Something to keep in mind. Make this. I'm probably just gonna send one top tier in front of her for the okay, if they have 2 removal spells, that's kind of bad, but okay, we have the counter. If they put lures in their hand, I'm pretty sure we win. The Goive. One more man. Okay, that's a good draw. Needless to say, that was a good draw. So I think we attack with the top tier, play the Hangavak. Do we even attack with the top tier? We just play the Hangavak, block, counters. We only have 1 card in hand. And I want to play this pre-combat, so in case they respond by killing the Ravager, we can put the counters back in the hand. Right. Then next time we can play the Ballista. Let's see what they do with this 1 mana here. We can also just eat. But I don't think I want this resolve. So I think I'll leave it like this. I'm still at very high life total. So we need to be patient. I think eventually we'll tap out. Cards in hand. So we're playing against the Jaunt the Shadow. This has more potential for growth, right? This, so we can block like this. Roulette first. So again, we take no damage on the mash. If they get lures in their hand and they only have 1 land, Black, green. Not time ago if he could have nothing, to be honest. So we could get Lurrus in our hand, play Ballista, put the counters on. Of course, I mean, I'm playing around removals. So now if they tap out at any time, so let's say they try to remove now the Ravager, then we kill them. Also, if they try to Temurval Rage, we kill them. Opponent has something. They're thinking about. They're thinking about fetching? No. Need to remember we have Lurrus in hand, right? So Lurrus can get back like Hangout Walker, for example. So now Death Shadow. So I could get back the Welding Jar, Proliferate to. So I just get Lurrus down, get the Hanger back. I guess they cannot really beat a Welding Jar, right? Because I just get Welding Jar down, put the counters over here and shoot them. Dismember could. Actual Dismember could. We could just dismember these, and so it's safer to play this. I guess I block here. I could also have. Just sack the Ravager, put the counters here. Yeah, that could have been. Actually, that was lethal. So what I should have done is play Lurrus, sack the Ravager, put the counters over here. And then if they kill the Ballista, just recast it from the graveyard and put the counters from the other way. Okay. I would like to kill that shit. So this can be a 10-10. This can be a 10-10. I like it like this. Yeah, so that I actually kind of miss lethal there. Well, not kind of. I did. So now my Ravager doesn't die unless they do something. Okay, sure. Let's see what they do. Oh, I have the ball. Oh boy. They had to have this bolt. Did they throw this game away? Shouldn't have it then. They just stayed. So next turn they attack with a 10-10 and a 15-15. Can block this guy, gain 3 life. I guess we just ping them, right? Put them at 2. Hope to draw something. So we need to block this. Of course, if they draw a removal spell on that. Wow. Damn it, man. I threw away this game. But we just It's good. Really want to greens. No. I shouldn't game. I shouldn't have lost. I had it under control and then I got reckless. I should have just waited, you know, put the counters on the ballista turn out. Wouldn't play pretty well. They played to their outs. Actually, I miss lethal there, and that's just it was really bad, right? To not missing lethal because, as I said, I could just put the counters on the ballista, and if they respond, like they have this ball that they had, right? We just you know, we lose the ballista and we recast it from the graveyard, and we win. That was just bad play on my side. We had a good shot about winning that. Hopefully on the I got a line in this matchup. Keep the good cards. Got mimics, drones, silver seers. Searings because I'm bringing in 4-5 pushes. I mean they play a lot of 1-drops, right? So Like older deck is one. Oops. I don't know if they. I think I just I kind of misplayed. I really misplayed. Okay, whatever. Let's focus. So that it happens, you know, like. Yeah, I'm definitely sure I won that one, but it's okay. Let's focus. I think we can win the next one. Animation Module, which is one of the best cards in the matchup. Welding Jug, which is pretty good. I think I like this hand. Again, I don't like. They do have Lurrus, so no Blood Moon. Yeah, I could have played that. Like much cleaner, I guess. Like especially the last turn. That was just a bad play. Probably go Workers Servo here. Okay. But that's a way to get scales online. Do I like that? I can get the servo down. I can get a servo down this turn, and yeah, I cannot get a servo down. Do I prefer to get a servo this turn, welding jug, whatever, and then play Ravager and the scales next turn? Or I play the scales this turn? Probably play scales, right? They didn't discard anything, and I want to play the scales before they discard it. They do have E, I guess. But I guess we can save the animation module at least. So maybe there's a point on playing the Ravager next turn and making a servo. They didn't play E on 1, so they shock on their upkeep interest. Yeah. They shock again. They pass a turn. They could have double removal spell here. And they could have also E for 1 next turn. So they can definitely have E for 1. And then they will kill Mishima and Hand Skills and work. So what to do here? If I play Ravager, I think I would rather sandbag the Ravager, right? Now play these. Next turn we could win. Assassin's Trophy on this. That is not the greatest, but not the worst. I cannot do anything. I'm gonna get my Swamp here so I can get closer to casting Lurrus. Will always yield here. Say yes. And I'm thinking, you know, since they're tapped out now, I think I'm just gonna play out my Ravager. Pass. If I had one more man, like now, the discard spells are pretty useless, and yeah, I mean they could have triple removal spell, right? But they also could not. So they shock. They are dismembering a Ravager. I think I'm gonna put the counters on, on the servo. We put it there, but I like it. So we have more things with counters on. One. We pass a turn. Could attack with this guy. Make put it here. 3-3, but yeah, we no need. The wall ninja protection. Now they have another. I mean, they could have another. They don't. If they had this mirror, they could have cast it. Even through we are fine here. We can make 2 more servos. We have 12 minutes, so we're good. Time-wise, I can also play a bit faster. Yeah, stomping ground shot. Maybe they had, if they, okay, let's think. They have this double dismember, go down to 3. And then this is a 10-10, and then this is it's lethal, I think. If they have double dismember, we are dead. And that's very little we can do. But I don't think they have double dismember. I think that can just block. You can also block like this and make 2 servos. But then if they kill it. We have 4 creatures. Max they will have what? 2 blockers. So I mean, of course they can dismember here, so there's no need to block unless I block with everyone. This doesn't work out, right? So I'll just block like this. If they have dismember, the more battle rage, so be it, you know. Interesting attack though by our opponent. Guess that will be a Tarmogoyf. They'll probably keep interaction up here. We could get Lurrus in hand and make 3 serve. The truth is we can make this very big. This could be lethal if they don't block it. The play is a black, so a protection from welding jar. And even if they block here, then we're less likely to die, right? So we're gonna make us a 6-6 and still get Lurrus in hand. 3-6. They of course could discard it, but that will. So that's 5-6. This is a 6-6. Yep. Got it. Lurrus in hand. Now this Ravager doesn't die too. We're still at 20. So if they're playing Scourge of the Skyclave, not gonna be very good. And again, next turn we get a second Ravager. We actually could get Scales even. You know, pathways are so much better than the Blooming Marshes, man. Like, just look at this. Like we never had color problems, and we never had a top line. Now, of course, they can Thoughtseize us. Now they only have 3 mana left. And they're at 5. We can also attack with the Blink Nexus next turn. Red, red, red. How's the legs return? Return does it twice to each creature. Okay, he's just gonna sit. Alright, last game. Next game. Fatal Push seems pretty good. Yeah, turn of Death, 1 Silver Seer on the draw. I don't know how I feel about that. May I want to have a Ancient Steerings instead of 1 Silver Seer. As a 2-turn play, turn 2 play doesn't look too exciting. You also get a Relic. Probably a Relic is good enough. Especially versus the Tarmogoyfs. I don't know. You have 2 already. I don't even know if you want to draw 3. You just want to keep 1 Silver Seer. Force them to use the removal on it. We'll do that. Let's go. So they have Kozilek's Return. Good that they showed us. I want to keep that in mind. And I think it's pretty. And you don't want to mulligan again for the deck, right? We have Snakeskinveil, which should be pretty matchup. I'm guessing they will discard and either take the Ravager or take the. We don't have a way to cast this Fatal Push. Either take the Ravager or take the Scales. We need to find a way to cast this. We have time. I don't think I'm in a 100% rush to get this. Probably they with this start they cannot really get. It's too bad that they see the Snakeskinveil, but the thing is that Snakeskinveil is not only a reactive spell. You can just cast it together. So every extra turn. Huh. I think I'm just gonna play the Scales here and not risk getting it discarded. That opens the door for a turn 2 Scorch, but then we can always. Next turn probably will Yana Reborn. I mean, I'm sure they have another discard spell. I'm gonna like that. I will just. I don't want it to affect me. They can go. They can go. I guess Thoughtseize that Shadow would be like the worst for us, I guess. But we still have Scales. They could Assassin's Trophy these. Inquisition. I guess they take the Ravager. They could also take the Fatal Push. It's a pretty good draw. If we draw something. You can just play Dano Reborn Pap and we Fatal Push, right? Or alternatively, no, we don't have enough mana. I could see myself like Snakeskinveil would give with this thing will give 4 counters to this. Yeah, I'll just play this and pass. Next turn maybe I can get even Lurrus in my hand. I'll do it now because I doubt there is a better target. I mean, of course, I could save for Lurrus, but I have 3 more in my deck, right? So. Now, of course, the Hangavag Walker would be really good. Lots. Still have 8 minutes in the. Even just getting Lurrus in hand would force them to discard. Maybe have triple shadow here and then we lose. But just, you know, sometimes what happens. That's okay, that's, I mean, that's a lot of power. That's it would be a 3/3, so not. Definitely can kill us next turn with the Temorval Rage if that's the last card. And we cannot really. We could get. We could play the. We could. Okay. We could get Lurrus in hand and then he can block next turn, but he can also get discarded. Yeah. Like not drawing more creatures has been pretty. Rally could have also been. We have one card here. It doesn't need to be Temorval Rage, but if we have Temorval Rage, that's for team damage. We're not dead. So, but I think we're dead the turn after, no matter if they have Temorval Rage, no matter what. I think we need to play this, get Lurrus in hand, and hope to draw either a Hangabag Walker, a Ballista, or yeah. We could play the Lurrus and get the Ozolite and put a counter on it. That would be kind of nice. We could also play the Lurrus and protect it with Snakeskinveil. A lot of options here. So we're gonna go very low in life. That's 9. Maybe they have both the Temorval Rage with that. Maybe they get Lurrus, their own Lurrus in hand. Second time, a third time I got it. Rough, man. Fucking Ballista. Can we kill them somehow? So we can play second Scales. Play Ballista for 1, it's a 3/3. We graft. Okay, that is lethal unless they have a removal spell. But they have a removal spell. They've seen this, right? So it's a 3/3. We graph is a 6/6. We put a counter as a 9/9. If it's a dismember, we're fine. So that's what I'm thinking now, right? I mean, it could also be a Fatal Push. Not the only thing that kills us here is a Fatal Push. Now let's say we don't do that. Let's say we play Lurrus and we hold up Snakeskinveil. We graft onto it, it's a 5/4. So we will gain 5 life next turn, and they will need to draw double removal spell, or else we could just block and make this a 7/6, so we could block all of them, gain 7 life, and we're fine. That's one play. That's one play. And the other play would be to play the Ballista, and then we die to specifically Fatal Push. They have not used any removal spell yet this game. They only had discard spell. So there is a pretty good chance they have a removal spell. The issue, of course, is that we block, we gain life, but we don't really win, right? Because let's say that if they have double removal spell, we're dead. If we're a 9, we can block and shoot with the Ballista. So if we play a second ballista, it's a 6-6, we block. Shoot this, we go to 2, put a counter. That's not enough. So if we play this, we hold up the Snakeskinveil. We actually can block and not lose the Lurrus, right? So we only lose to double removal spell, and they only have 1 card in hand. That is true. We only lose exactly to double removal spell. Nothing else, because if they have the more battle rage, they can the more battle rage to whatever we are lurusing, right? But they still not kill it, because we're gonna block a Tarmogoyf. Then we kill this, and then we can play Ballista for X equals 1 still next turn. Man, this is a tough decision, because I could play Ballista and go for it. But if they have a removal, I'm dead. So this plays around 1 removal spell. This plays around, and then we can win. So I'm gonna do the Lurrus play. I don't know if it's correct or not, but that's what I'm gonna do. So I'm gonna play the Lurrus here, and I'm gonna graft onto it. And sadly, we don't have an extra line to hold here, so yes, we cannot really cast anything from our graveyard. So we beat double removal spell, we don't beat a single removal spell. This actually doesn't work either if they don't play a removal spell. If they have the double removal spell. That's Croxa. Okay, that's not a double removal spell. They played pre-combat too. Then discarding this because I need the Ballista. Oh, because this puts this at 12. So we block here, right? And we Snakeskinveil. So if I don't Snakeskinveil here, I just die next turn. So I just let it go. Next turn I play Ballista. Even if I draw a line, it's a 3-3. Put 2 counters a 5-5. That's just not enough. You have it, opponent. Oh, they have it, dude. They have the follow push, so no line. I mean, basically here what happened is, like, next turn if we don't block, I gave 5 and I don't die. I'm at 2, but next turn I die anyway to the Ballista, right? And I don't know what I'm drawing, but okay, could play a Ballista, hold this Veil, and Fatal Push. Okay, I guess I got one. Hello everyone, so we lost round 1, that's pretty brutal. I think I should have won. I mean, honestly, probably. I think in that last game, if I had had patience, I would have played to my outs. You know, but I think if the Lurrus survives there, we win. And we need to draw exactly Fatal Push to not lose the turn after, right? It would still be... So, also we could die to Crocs Escape. I mean, that's a lot of things. Playing against Violent Outburst. Don't really, probably play some combo deck, I don't know. This hand is good, it can have potential for fast kill. I would like to have the chat on, but I didn't want to deal with Assault. when they drew 2 shadows and 2 Tarmogoyfs, you know what I mean? That's kind of like whatever. So how much better is Darkboard Pathway? Of course, Blooming Mad we just play. Probably Scales, but let's see if we're able to crawl back. I mean, we could definitely have the that's a Ravager. So we got a Worker next and we could actually kill them with Walking Ballista. So I don't know if they're playing the Emrakul combo or just or like a control deck. That's kind of hard, right? Like, what do I do? If I play Ballista, and they pass it, it's kind of bad. I'm just gonna play a Hangalock. I mean, you cannot play around that. I mean, if we play a Ballista, we get punished by anything that's not a. They could have a Spell Snare as well, but. So we have a turn 4 kill in our hands. So. What's the Zagos Triumph? I don't know if they play Zagos Triumph. I mean, they could play any amount of lands as long as they're islands. So this could very well be a. So I think what I'm gonna do here, and I'm gonna play the Ravager. Need to do this. If they counter it, then I can put counters here. But they also may play Hermes' Charm. They could have a Spell Snare, or they could have Mana Leak. But if they have Mana Leak into Charm, I guess we lose. But if they don't, they could also just have the okay, maybe have Remand. But we need to put a Sack Outlet out. So I think that playing the Ravager was the only good. That's an island. So if they have Remand, that means they don't have or Mana Leak. They Remand, so I'll just do this. And if they have, as I said, if they have the thing, bad for us, but it's not the worst. If they tap out now for like an Uro, we're fine. Okay, that's not an Hermes' Charm. That was a Remand, not a Mana Leak. So if they play like an Uro here and they play a Tablan or something and they're dead to the draft, they should know that. Because this will be way too many counters for them. An Uro. Again 3. Mr. Rainforest, excuse me. Should we play Ravager and Ballista here? I think that's a better play than just. It's a better play than just playing the. It's a better play than just playing the. I'm just playing Ravager. I'll start bagging. And you know we can play against around Sensor here, so I'll go do that. Somebody one day will put like a Sensor in their deck, and that's it. So we play the Ravager. Maybe we could play in the second Hangavac. Maybe we don't need to expose the Walking Ballista. And then if they like tap us, then we can play the Ballista and win, right? They could have this Spellsnare here. Or maybe they just go. Also, actually, could have played the Ballista to make sure that they do have a. That's the problem. They could steal this, of course, and that'd be kind of bad for us, but there's not much we can do. I could sack it and then put the counters, and I kind of like that. I mean, Not great, but we make 4 top tiers. They can still steal a top tier, I guess. Still with that, they have cryptic mana up. We are threatening 8-11 damage. Plus the ballista is lethal. And that's an Enigma Nexus, not a word. They countered that. Oh, they steal this guy. They get Lurrus, get ballista down. Maybe we could hide the ballista. I don't like hiding. I'm guessing I can always sack this, right? I mean, tap this now, or tap it at the end of their turn. 5-6 mana. Maybe I should play the ballista. Could have been lethal. But I think the Ravager is also. They could go Hour of Promise and then they are dead. They're not dead if they go Hour of Promise into like untap land for Fatal Push or something like this. They're not dead. Amaze's Charm, what a card. If we play Ballista here, we telegraph the kill with her. I don't think they play any. It's cool. I feel like losing the board there. Wasn't exciting. We're ahead on time, which is good. Have lures in hand, which has been pretty good. And I'm just gonna do this at the end. The reason I'm doing it at the end of the turn is that I don't want them to steal it now. I want them to. If they steal it, they steal it hard. And of course, if they cryptic tapas or something, we're good. If they don't cryptic tapas, we may just play the lures and try to. We could also draw a Snakeskinveil. That'd be kind of nice. The blue, colorless, I mean, this is the greediness of the mana base. Right? They only have 1 green source, so no Widow. They have only 2 black sources. So if they tap this, they don't have a. Like, if they try to steal this, because I have nothing to do. I will not yield. Maybe they Fatal Push, and then if they Fatal Push, you. Alright, so let's go. Pretty sure they don't have an answer. They're looking for one now. I mean, I'll be super. Good thing not to show them the black is that they don't know. They actually have 6. So we have 6 mana here. They attack all the Jays. Play Lurrus, get a Ravager back, for example. I can just play Lurrus first, right? Maybe more. I don't think they have a removal. We can keep going white. I just want to kill the Jays because they haven't. I mean, I guess they could feel a ring in their upkeep. Maybe the spell snare here. So basically now we just attack all at Jays. We will lose a top tier or this maybe. So Jace is dead, and we still have Lures in hand, 2 cards in their hand. We could have zombies. We could make 2 zombies next. And cast Lurrus. This is another block here. I should maybe there was a point actually to these attacks here. They need to block. Attack. Yeah, they just thieves. So I had to attack all there. So yeah, we lose a top tier, but we still have a hangback. They don't have effects on to get their Armageddon's Charm back. This is down. Should turn up. Next turn we can play Ravager and Ballista. And play around spells. I mean Mana Leak. That's their upkeep, as I said they're gonna do this. No reason not to get. We didn't need to show them the swamp, right? Because we already played this, so we can just get the forest. But that means they don't get to get a. They shuffle because whatever they put there they didn't like, so they make 1 zombie only. It's still pretty good. They Uro, I guess, here. So unless they have another, okay, they could actually have Remand. Then we just play from our hand. 1 card, no mana. Right, so they miss the lineup. So they have 1 card there. They better be free Fatal Push, but they're not killing our Lurrus. Maybe they will. It's just done. Second spell snare. Easy clap. Okay. Guess we can play Ballista for x equals 2 and Worker. That is pretty rural. Okay, we don't die to this. We have 2 cards left in hand. Because they will draw a card with this, but we block. We also can block here. So what we do here is we play this. I mean, if they have cryptic, we are 6, 12, 14. So if they have cryptic, we are almost dead. We can, of course, yeah, we almost dead, but not. Attack with these guys. We have enough blockers anyway, right? But with this, then oh, again I can block one of these. Oh, do we need to? So we attack with both. We put on 15, but then we cannot block this guy in case. Thing which is it's risky to attack with both. Attack with one. So we pass the turn. Alright. I draw 2 cards a turn, so this is getting a bit complex, of course, but we still have a Ravager in the graveyard, and we still have a Lurrus. So we can still get there. We're ahead on time. My plan here is I'm gonna block the maybe do we need to block the Uro? They don't have, thankfully, they could have a Mystic Sanctuary put back on Armageddon on Charm on top, still Hangabag Walker, which would be kind of bad. But if they need to attack with Uro, then we just block with the Hangabag. I really want to block with the Hangabag, the Uro, so the Hangabag dies. And we get a lot of top tiers. Seems a no cryptic. May they just rip it. They could recast the Uro, I guess. So I guess in 3 live, draw a card, all those. A block here, they could steal it in response, it'd be kind of brutal. They also not mid playing lines because they're afraid, and they only have, they're afraid that maybe don't necessarily need to kill the Uro. They just, I mean, if they recast it, then they're like, huh. So if they recast Uro, they will tap, they will tap this 3 and these maybe. They will live with these 3. Then they can still counter this. But then we have a lot of top tiers, right? And then we can put the counter. Let's do that. Give our dive total high. So if they bounce, like, I mean, they could have cryptic tap us, right? So that would have been a better place. Maybe they decide not to kill this guy. Taking so much life. This guy's getting a 9. What a magic they got. Feels like slightly unfair. What I'm doing here and what they're doing here seems like. They don't need to put their Mrs. Charm, right? They can. Oh, they actually need to exile their Mrs. Charm and the Fatal Push, so that makes Mystic Sanctuaries worse. I guess they can kill the Lurrus here. Blue. Oh no. Blue. I guess it's just blue, green. They can go. And they filter here. Yeah. We tap this 4. They get Uro back. Gain 3 more life. Alright, but as I said, Mystic Sanctuary is not good now. This is an important thing. And eventually we'll run out of answers, right? Right? They have Fatal Push for our Lurrus, which sucks. I don't know if they just do it with Izura now, but that's kind of bad. So I can pump this as a 4/4, give it protection, make the 6/6. To this guy. If I pump this and this becomes a 4/4, I can shoot here 5/5, put this counter 7/7. But they have another file push, we're right. Only one guy like to know it. Fucking free spells, man. Oh my god. Even if I shoot here, this is only 5/5. I should know that. This is getting too many life, man. Like, they just gained 12 life with one card. One magic card gained them 12 life. One magic card gained them 12 life and draw them 4 cards. 5 cards. I keep the I still use it. One magic card drew them 5 cards. 6 cards. I mean, this is good. Three thought scissors are good. They could have collector roofs. That's pretty brutal, but if they have that, that animation. Got the lane. Or A1 top line is good, but let's try it. 5 cards, 1 card. I can't believe it. I just, every time I lose like this, I get so frustrated. Why does that card exist? Like, the game would be so much better without. Like, it just, one card won them the game. One card they played on turn 3 to ramp and gain life. Eventually won them the game. Bad. I mean, it's not great, but one card then. One card, guys. And you combine that with the free spells. I mean, as we go this black, play as Azulith, play down Overborn, tap next turn. Play Worker. This is not a hand that matches very much, but I also don't feel comfortable mulliganing. They can still the oscillate, which is. I mean, we had a good hand against them and everything, but it just the combination of all those, it just, yeah, it didn't matter. It didn't matter. Really nice one of these guys with a relic. Not gonna lie. They also have engineer exposure on the sideboard, which can kill this, but they fix their mana with one fetch land. One fetch land, 3 colors, easy. How is this allowed? Like this doesn't make any sense. Why is this in Magic? Pretty sure they will counter spell. They counter my Walking Ballista here, so I don't know if I want to. You know. Also missing land. If I had a green source, I would probably play, but they can steal my Hangavag next turn. They could also just spells their next. Just go Uro into spell. I'm not gonna grab. I'm missing Landorus feels. So I'm just gonna try to play this guy, pump it next turn when they try to steal it. I fetch a Triumph or blue. I Armin's Charm and then I force of negate your Veil. They are gonna do that, guys. You know it's coming. They're gonna Artemis' Charm, and then we're gonna Snakeskin, and they're gonna force. That's why I didn't tap this. I want them to go for it. So target player draws 2 cards. Okay. Alright. So they were thinking about it, but then they can of course have 2 in hand, right? So they think, I got you now. In Udo, Hero of Dominator. Hmm. Five. They can escape Udo. If they have 1 spell, they can escape Udo next. Relic 1 time. Okay. I think I'm just attacking, playing Relic. Or attacking these 2, playing Relic, holding up Snakeskinveil, I guess. Will not destroy it, just try. Maybe we just want to be okay. And I can pop Relic, yeah. I can play Relic, pop Relic. Yeah. Attack. This also plays around. remand. So if they remand this, we just recast it and we still have Snakeskinveil. We just tell them to exile a card. And if they tie to Mystic Sanctuary, that makes this charm, we just like. Or we let them actually. You know, we let them and we protect this. Maybe they do that, right? The greens. They have two. They need 2 more cards in order to be. Rose Spiral. Alright, that's already. That's so fast, man. This is insanely fast. So they need 1 more card in the graveyard. Okay. So if they feel arenas, we absolutely need to exile with it. 1, 2, 3, 4. Magic 5 is a magic number. Why couldn't it be 9? Like a ridiculous number. Oh, no. Zombie. Sounds good. I'm not gonna pop it. We could, and you know, we exile Uros and stuff. I'm not drawing lands. Maybe I should act. So they can make another. So if they try to go for here, we could Snakeskinveil it. That would be kind of cute. I don't know if it's. I actually don't know if this works. Maybe just attack. I don't know. I'll just attack. We could bail these, or we could welding jar it. Would veil in. So we can get ourselves second black source. Lurrus. So if they miss this charm, they can Uro afterwards, right? So let's not do that. No, 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 no. Okay. Double fill that. 1, 2, 3. Okay, they can still not. They can not still not. So need 1 more card in the graveyard. 3 cards now. a cycle, then we need to see what they do. I wish I had below some. I clicked it. No. I need to start playing 8-5. I'm behind now. No other Ravager. Could tap this, but I don't want. Alright. Thoughts is. No. So we will thoughts is play Ravager, hope they don't reap something crazy, if this resolves, of course. Lurrus. Alright. I cryptic. Counter the Snakeskinveil. Try. Basically, I mean, if they have cryptic counter Snakeskinveil, that's basically it. I mean, they just fatal push my board. Not gonna lie here, I was pretty upset. Not only that, when you lose 2 matches, there's no chance for the top 8ing anymore in these big tournaments like this. And also, I felt like, you know, I felt like I just had no like my opponent didn't have to do anything to win that game. You know, it just literally they just waited. They casted their like counter spells on whatever. It didn't matter, right? They just wanted to slow me down, and at some point they just made 16 zombies, or like 16 power worth of zombies for no cost, basically. And I felt like I don't think, you know, I honestly, like, at that point I felt really bad, and I don't think this is what Magic should be about. Like, both those games were first game was about Udo. He gained 15 life, drew 5 cards, and just won the game. And in the end, you look at it, it's like basically this was a ramp spell that also won them the game later on. It's kind of like, wow, man, it just completely goes against the rest of the Magic, in my opinion. It just really is something that is, you know, I'm like the harness skills, for example, allows us to play a ballista for that's bigger, but it's not the ballista. You know what I mean? It's not like harness skills you can pay 4 mana later on and turn it into a 5/5 construct. Oh, it just that's what the card does one thing, right? And I think that's the problem with Udo, and I think that was it's in my mind it was very hard to evaluate it when it came first out. It's like it's a ramp spell, it's a ramp, and then it's also a finisher, and it's at the same time, you know, it's not like when I was looking at it, I was like, oh, it's a kind of bad ramp spell, and it's a pretty good finisher, but it's not amazing. I mean, in the sense, like, you would rather be playing a Primeval Titan instead of a Nudo, most likely. But then you look at it and it's like, it's both. And that's the thing that it's kind of hard to get my mind around. And the same with Philo that and Mystic Sanctuary. You're playing against this card, you're like, why are you allowed to do this? Why do you play a land that gives you zombies? I need to pay mana. I need to play an animation module. I need to have counters on my deck. And I need to pay mana for my servos. And they're 1/1s. And you only need to make land drops? And the same with Mystic Sanctuary. It's like, my lands tap for mana, and my colorless lands can become creatures that don't do anything if my rest of that doesn't do anything else. But your land is basically a vampiric tutor for, yeah, it's a vampiric tutor, and it can also lock me out of the game. Okay, I was really like, yeah, I was really fucking disappointed. But basically, I spare you off the rage. I think I went for 10 minutes. I only went out for 1 minute. But anyway, Udo, what the hell, man? What happened? What happened with it? Just let me know. I want to know. When you made this card, didn't you just play a little bit with it? It's like, holy shit, this card is so strong. Or not. Maybe. One day we'll see the band. It will be so happy. Hello, welcome to round 3. We're playing for LOLs, I guess, now. Not looking great. It's not looking great. We're on the draw. Only kept 7. We have 4 lands. Do that. I don't know. What are they? I'm only on to 4. Little land. Alright, the first land. Oh, it's probably Storm or your prowess. I lose all like Storm. Stars Ball. The worst call. I should have put the animation model. I should put the Hangover Walker back. Jessica. Cleansing. And Jessica fire. Can play these and next turn play Hangover. Probably playing the control deck, right? I pass it. I think they're playing the Spying Spike deck that plays. And maybe blocks. And they hear Dominaria, all the 2 bottom. Really don't like it. We just so you can play around Rayman by playing the worker. Kinda don't dislike it. If they have Rayman, then we just if they kill something here next turn, like we can. Nice. I have double blue now. Good. I wouldn't mean that I don't play Hangabout, but it's like this. You also get Lurrus in hand, but I don't see a. I'm gonna make a. They could have some kind of a spell, like a bit of the god or something, but then I could start the Hangout. I'm gonna keep it here. If should have now. If we draw land, we can use animation module. Free path, that's okay. Be happy with that. I'm gonna get the Bruce. And pass. We're playing against worst noob ever, by the way. So we better not lose this. Stay here at a minute. So we can kill this guy. So we're gonna attack all to these, pump this guy. And if they try to path it with Snakeskinveil and make a servo. Yeah, Fortune negation. I hate Fortune. Alright. Servo. Now this is hexproof. Get a counter. We don't get to make a servo though. I could have attack with one less over there, right? That was fine because if they didn't path, I didn't want to have. So we drew a card and we have a lot of servos. P3 and an animation module. We also have a Ravager in hand, so I'll say I like the playing less enable. Team bands untapped. Okay, here the minute. Yeah, I might have. This looks like history. Because they'll get to untap and I think that they shocked before. Like people think like shock out. I just I could cast the Ravager. Could counter it, but if they counter it, they need to have counter into path. And then I can get Lurrus in hand. Black source. Now let's say they path here. I can stack this and put it here, and this will be a 4. There will be 4 plus 1, 5. Let's say then if we put another one there, then we also play around. We also play around path and bolt. That it also shocks, so I'm expecting them to have path and bolt. I mean, they just maybe. And here in this situation, I think I can just get lures in my hand, right? It's kind of free, and that means that if they were to like something to us, we could just snap. I guess it will snap path. We could have. Pretty sure they will path the right. This is, do I want one length or do I want one? I guess I want the Ravager on the grade. Here, put a counter. A block. No. Let's do the face down. We have lures in here. We have a other way. They play lots. So this doesn't cryptic. Oh, untapped. They can cryptic us here. I always put a counter here if they block here. I'm expecting Platinum Imperium post. But we can always kill. So they probably don't play Mystics. Only play Snap. You also just set that. The block here, I will. They pass this guy. Or we still have the Doctor. Play Lurrus here. I don't even need to play Lurrus. Put a counter here, make it cool. Play Welding Jar. I can put a counter here. Don't need to play this. Verdict. That's what I expect. Some mana. I keep casting those fates. I could. Because the problem is this will not trigger right with the creature entering the battlefield because of Blood Sun, so I can just put counter. I'll put the counter on this guy, and if they path it, I mean. Yeah, they could path it. There's 3 cards, so they put the whole hand back. I have Cryptic here, but again, Cryptic One more would be lethal, right? So it's 5, 8. Cast now. I cast back. Mission mods are pretty good. I play Lotus Field. I lamp. Triple red. No, it's not a card. Two is exactly okay. They basically just blue, white. I cleansing wildfire. God. Can activate the inland at least. The Lurrus has been pretty good this late, at least. Yes. We only have this. Again? I think I only won the Thoughtsis, right? The rest is just kind of bad. They for sure have the Platinum Imperium thing. I don't think I want to be. Maybe I will bring one Gem Razor in just because they have Blood and Gem Razor. Because they have a lot of paths, so I can cut a jar or 2 jars. That was pretty good. That was actually pretty decent, but I think we can cut it. And actually Lurrus was very good. I'll just put it. Got an Ancient Strings, kind of Throne of Geth, probably Throne of Geth, right? Your system's pretty good against them, they're playing so many paths. Isn't they playing more removal post board? Maybe we want the Welding Jar. We can cut any things maybe. Alright. I could also cut a land because they do play path, right? But at the same time, one of the reasons we won this game is because we were able to draw, have a lot more than our opponent. Alright. Let's go. Let's win. Worst noob ever. Like, I mean, when do you decide to call it? The design is not the worst. I mean, not the best, but we have Ozolith. I'll keep it. Just, you know, they play pass, they play a bunch of stuff, and we can always get. Lurrus is very good in this kind. That's pretty cool. Eh? I kind of like more the full art one. One is mulliganing. Keep the roster. They steal ambition. I don't understand this. Because they forces them to tap on their turn, so I can always resolve my. That's drawing that is pretty. Drawing the second floor is pretty because they can just fire for this here. I think yeah. Okay. Nothing from them. So I'm just gonna play a Throne of Geth here and like, do something. I feel like I'm gonna play Geth. Apple, yeah. What are we doing? Not for 0 years old. Let's have another one. Or anything line drop. Next turn we get to go hang about Walker. Hack it. Do it. Put a counter on the Ozolith, start building an army. Then maybe eventually get Lurrus in hand. Ah, maybe Relic is good. Honestly, I only have Snap. Don't even play. Sacred Foundry. They could have the Fairy Hero Dominaria here. Interfate and Relic. I guess they can bounce. I guess I can just play this. Play Worker. Put a wall. I can put. They bounce. Could sack it or just like. Yeah, actually kind of like. We don't draw the card. We get to proliferate. We make a top there. We have a or we can get Lurrus. And they don't draw, which is very interesting. They need to deal with both of these guys if they wanted the Fairy to leave. What happened to Magic, man? I think this is okay. It's not, of course, a great. So, I mean, they may have like a lot of removal here, but we still have the possibility. A good path here or both. So, maybe miss a land. Lotus Field, return sacrifice to land. That's not the goal of you. You play Ravager and Lurrus in hand, and I think that's my play. Of course, I now can cryptic me. And plus here we attack. Of course, if they path this, the path is actually may sacrifice it just to get Ravager. Okay, it seems that they don't have more things. Also, you'll be able to draw. I mean, yeah. Okay, I have your. I mean, they could have cryptic. Not really interesting. Not really interested in playing their Lurrus just yet. Oh, I don't have. I mean, if they have something that probably is a counter spell, or yeah. You know, if they have a cryptic here, like bounce or something like that, we can even sack it to fizzle it. Fizzle it. People white. Yeah, path. If they do this, I'm gonna. Faster. Didn't they block? I don't understand why wouldn't they play this. We have double path here. Nice. Sure. So we have to keep the counters. Now we have a 7-7 and 6 counters in the other. So we maybe have another path. And we can of course recast the Ravager as the Flaxlands of Trocaire. We can cleansing wall it. Much value, guys. But now we don't have a cryptic command. I think I'll plan it. The god army just jumped to counter my Lurrus. What do you have, opponent mate? What's happening, bro? Scales End. Alright. Lurrus is pretty good here. We can get Hangabog Walker back and make a million Topters. They have one Cunningham into land, so I think that's just. So if they don't draw like a cryptic, they're dead. Of course, I could have played Ravager and force this block, but it didn't matter. That's good. Why will you play this? You show me. Oh my god, it's so bad. 1 and 2. Alright, we finally score something.